to my man Chris to introduce our guest.
Thank you, Zach. Appreciate it. We're so excited to welcome Nicole. Nicole Jones is the Executive Director for Girls First and has overall strategic and operational responsibility for the staff, programs, expansion, and execution of its mission. Over the last 20 plus years, her professional experiences, have included work with several schools and nonprofit organizations such as the Pathway School, Moore College of Arts and Design, the Free Library of Philadelphia, and recently she also worked with Special Olympics Pennsylvania. And throughout these various roles, she's helped to advance efforts to both educate and create inclusive communities for individuals with intellectual disabilities, equip women for successful careers in the visual arts, promote literacy, and inspire curiosity. At Girls First, she's working to foster the vision for organizational expansion to enhance and strengthen the lives, characters, and well-being of elementary age students, such that it can be replicated in other urban areas. Nicole has her BA in Communication and Public Relations from LaSalle University and her MS in Nonprofit Management from Eastern University. She has a genuine heart and passion for advocacy, fighting inequality, driving inclusion, and fueling social change and impact. So we're excited to have Nicole, and I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you, Nicole. Welcome.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I also want to, just before I get into the slide deck, want to bring attention to Amanda Blevins, who's on the screen. She is our Director of Development for Girls First. So just so that if she jumps in at any point when we get to the Q&A, you know that she knows what she's talking about because she's actually a part of our organization. So I'm going to go ahead and share my slides, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the slideshow. Does everyone see it on their
Yes.
screen? Wonderful. So thank you once again. We're going to give you an idea of exactly what Girls First is. But first, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you to Navitas. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to Zach. Thank you to everyone for giving not just Girls First an opportunity to tell more individuals about what it is that we do, but every nonprofit that you feature. Please know that this is such a wonderful opportunity that you are giving to nonprofit organizations. You know, it's not always easy for us to get out and get to these, networking events in person. So having an opportunity to do it via Zoom is greatly appreciated. So thank you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a quick, high level overview. We're going to talk about first, what is Girls First, why we serve girls, get into some of the unique program offerings that we have, and then finally ways in which individuals can get involved with our organization. So what is Girls First? We are essentially a tuition-free out-of-school program for elementary school girls in grades 1 through 4. And we use dance, drama, visual arts, and music to teach social and emotional learning. So we do have our own curriculum that we use, in addition to providing a safe and stable environment for our girls to be able to learn and to grow. We were founded in 2009, so we are celebrating our 15th year this year. We were formerly known as St. Augustine Academy, or SAA. The reason for that is because we actually operate outside of St. Augustine Church, which is located in Norristown, Pennsylvania. So there are sanctuaries on one side, and the whole rest of the side of their building is dedicated to our programs and services. So we are grateful for the relationship that we have with them. Our programming runs Monday through Thursday afternoons during the school year. And for 2 weeks in July, we have a partnership with Montgomery County Community College. And that enables us to have summer camp and give our girls the opportunity to see a college campus and to envision themselves on a college campus in the future. And we use creative explorations that are led by caring mentors within our program. So why? Oftentimes I have individuals ask, why are we just focused on girls? And so I just want to give you guys an understanding as to why we focus on girls. One, empowered girls are key to breaking the cycle of poverty for families. And so we have a stat that we have associated with that and the reasons why. So every additional year of school increases a girl's eventual wages by an average of 12%, helping to break the cycle of poverty. Number two, empowered girls strengthen economies. Increasing the number of women completing secondary education by just 1% could increase our country's economic growth by 0.3%. And number three, it's just the right thing to do. But I will assure all of you that our programs and services, especially our curriculum that I'm going to talk about soon, is not only catered to girls. That just happens to be where our heart lies. The origins of our mission is to service girls for all of the reasons that I have on the screen. Our curriculum can also benefit boys, and it is a hope that at some point in the future that we'll be able to service them as well. But for now, it's girls first, in essence. So what makes our program unique? Because I told you it's an after-school program, right? And so I know you already have a vision of what an after-school program is. After-school program that you yourself may have been in as a child. After-school program that you may have placed your children in. I want to give you a sense of what makes our after-school program unique. And one, it's that we use the arts as a vehicle for teaching. Two, that we focus on social and emotional support that I mentioned earlier. And three, that we use a trauma-informed approach. So what does any of that mean? I'm going to get into that relatively quickly. So number one, I don't think that we need to get too deep into the value of the arts. I think that everyone recognizes its value. But from our point of view, arts are a vehicle by which we teach our students life skills and coping techniques. And our curriculum that I'm going to talk a little bit more about shortly provides interventions for students who experience overwhelming feelings of stress, anxiety, and anger. So that is how we are using the arts within our population. Number two, social and emotional learning. So SEL is integral, it's an integral part of education and human development. So why? Well, it's the process by which people acquire skills and develop healthy identities, manage their emotions, feel and show empathy for others, establish supportive relationships, and make responsible and caring decisions. Social emotional learning is at the core of what it is that we teach within our program. Our curriculum is the way in which we do that. So 45 minutes to an hour out of our day. Now we run from 3:30 to 6 o'clock, Monday through Thursday within our program. But 45 minutes to an hour or so of that time that we spend together is used through use of our curriculum. So creative explorations that are used as metaphors to practice social and emotional and academic skills. So literally through visual arts, through music, through dance, and through drama, we have built, sort of baked into it, opportunities for girls to really express their emotions, understand how to make decisions, understand a whole host of things that we have scaffolded over the course of 4 years. So the ideal situation would be to bring a student in first grade and keep them all the way until fourth grade and build upon those lessons. That doesn't mean that if we were able to get a student only at fourth grade, that there still wouldn't be a benefit. There still would be a benefit to going through our program, but you can see that the goal is to ultimately have students from first and take it all the way throughout fourth. And we build upon those lessons with a heavy emphasis on celebration. So 3 times throughout the school year, we have family and friends come in and see a showcase, see what it is that they've learned through all of these various art forms. It is very important for them to be able to communicate their successes to their family and to receive that acknowledgement, that recognition, and for us to acknowledge their growth overall. Trauma-informed approach is the third thing that I'd mentioned. And I think that when anyone says trauma, everyone's minds go to the worst possible scenario, right? First, I want to say that how we look at trauma and how we look at a trauma-informed approach is by understanding that there's a high likelihood that any person that you come in contact with has most likely experienced some form of trauma or adversity. And so I like to say we went through something called a global pandemic. And so I think that as a result of that, you, me, everyone has experienced some form of trauma or some form of adversity. But trauma for students that stress can change their minds, can change their brains, can change their development. What we do within the program, the trauma-informed approach, is to provide resources, safety, and connection that can mitigate any of those effects that may have been brought on due to that trauma. And to get a little deeper into some of the things that can happen as a result in talking about children is that, brain shrinkage, problems with memory, learning, and behavior, and down the line, health implications as a result of the things that they may have gone through. So when we say trauma-informed approach, that's what we are saying. That doesn't mean that every single student that comes through our doors has necessarily experienced something horrific in their lives. But given the population that we serve within the Norristown community, we do have some students who are part of single parent families, families that may be incarcerated, just low income types of situations. And those life situations are traumatic in and of itself and the results of living in that type of environment. So that is why what we do to help mitigate, again, is to ensure safety, to build trust, provide choices, foster collaboration, and nurture empowerment. And these are the keys. Look at it this way. If you have a lot of trauma, a lot of negative things in your life, by trying to infuse as many positive things within your life as possible is going to be the thing that is going to help get you out of that situation, help ensure that it doesn't have lasting damage in the future. How do we bring it all together? So within our program, we structure our program day to mimic the sequence of brain development. I don't want anyone's eyes to start rolling over as I talk about brain science, but just know that it is an important thing that we factor into our curriculum. What we do is when the girls come in, they receive a full meal. So because we know at the end of the day that if you are hungry, if your stomach is rumbling, there isn't going to be anything that you're going to learn throughout that course of the day because you're going to be focused on hunger. And for some individuals, it may or may not be the very last full meal that they receive of the day. So we make sure that when they come in, they have that meal time. Then they engage in activities where they have movement and breathing. Then we move from that to the curricular activities that I mentioned before, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, specifically in dance, drama, visual arts, or music. And then we also have opportunities where we have partners, partnering with Drexel University to provide a STEAM club, partnering with Rotation Records, which is a local record company within Norristown, to help them create their own lyrics and develop their own songs. Working with Theater Horizon on some more of the theatrical pieces. These are things that help to further enrich the curriculum that we already offer. And I'm excited to say that this past school year, we were able to take our curricular piece into new communities. So we've started working with students at the Jesus School in Philadelphia, and we started working with students at Chester Charter Scholars Academy in Chester. And so it is our goal to, while we are maintaining our program in Norristown, that we are continuing to take this curriculum that, as I mentioned, focuses on social and emotional learning, really take it out to as many students as we possibly can to benefit them. So we're excited about that. So what I'm going to do, if you guys don't mind, is I want to share 50 seconds of pure joy with you. But in order to do that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that I can jump over to the vehicle to share the 50 seconds of joy and then hop back in for you.
Awesome.
And so oops, I'm sorry. Let me make sure that I have the sound on because that wouldn't be good if you couldn't actually experience the sound for the video. So here we go.
Mm. Awesome.
Yeah, I might want to actually stop the sound in the background so that you guys don't have to keep listening to that. So what that was in essence a compilation of what we've been able to do at our location at 1208 Green Street, as well as the new partnerships that we've had at the schools that I just mentioned. And I hope you enjoyed it, because I think it's fine to see photos, and I think that the photos are wonderful, but to actually see the students in motion, I
Right.
think it does a lot. So finally, how can you get involved? So there are many ways to get involved with Girls First if anyone chooses to do so. One is that we're always looking for volunteers. A part of being able to create that sense of safety among our students is by having dedicated volunteers come in, regular, mentors, or those that come in, at least once a week. To be able to forge that relationship with our girls is something that we value, that they appreciate, and it ends up benefiting the volunteer as well as the girls at the end of the day.
Mhm.
Another thing is we're always looking for board members or individuals who are willing to serve on a committee to help us to grow our program. If you're someone who can't serve in any capacity, but you know of other people who can, that's where a connector comes in. Just serve as the connector for us. Be able to introduce us to individuals who may be able to help in those ways, shapes, or forms. And then, of course, donate. We're a nonprofit organization, so there's always going to be a need for us to be able to continue to sustain our programming, because our no-cost approach really isn't possible without donations. Another thing that we have is we have an event coming up in April that we are kind of transforming into what I'd like to call a no-show event. I know that a lot of organizations do that. We're going to be celebrating our 15th anniversary, but instead of coming in person, as much as I enjoy that, we are going to be having more of a virtual celebration with raffle prizes and all of those types of things. But instead of paying for a caterer, instead of paying for napkins and silverware, everything that we raise 100% is going to go towards our programs and our services. And so that's what we're going to be doing this year to make sure that every single penny is going to continue to benefit the girls that we serve. And so I want to thank you once again for the opportunity to tell you a little bit more about Girls First. Hopefully, I didn't take up too much time, but was able to give you more of an understanding of what it is that we do and what kind of sets us apart being an after-school program, right?
That was
Thank you.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That was fantastic. No, thank you so much for sharing. I'm gonna give clap. Like I kind of don't know if I should do it virtually and like put the little clap thing on my piece, but I thought that was great. And we definitely want to open it to the floor if anyone has any questions to ask. I know that was like super thorough. I was thinking of questions and then you were answering them as the presentation went along. But if anyone wants to have any questions, please feel free to ask.
I'll jump in real quick. Great presentation, Nicole, and excellent work that
Thanks,
you're
Chris.
doing. Are you like hyper local then in the Norristown area? Is everyone kind of right in that community that you're?
Yes, everyone is right within the community. The girls that we serve, we are pulling from about 4 schools within the Norristown School District.
Okay.
So we are thrilled to be able to accommodate. We were up to about 35 girls at one point, some things shift. And so now we're at 28. So it kind of goes up and down, but we are just thrilled to have a waiting list from families to be able to join our organization. And then, as I mentioned, the work that we are endeavoring to do to get into schools to be able to expand the number of students that we can serve, because there are limitations to being within the building that we're in.
For
So we
sure.
can't serve too many students through that.
Okay.
I'm curious.
And the
Are you
girls-
looking-
sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Zach.
The girls-
Girls first. You go.
Do the same girls go 4 days a week or do they go once a week?
The
Different girls?
same girls go 4 days a week.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
We're
it
getting on
is.
this, yeah.
And it's you know, it's a testament because their parents are dedicated to making sure that they make it there. And it is a requirement. We think that it's important for them to be able to get the most out of the program by attending all 4 days.
What I was gonna say is my gears are turning on some women in my life that I know would love to participate. Is participation, I know you mentioned something like if someone could come once a week. Let's say someone can't come that frequent. Do you have women that just come and like, I don't know, just talk about their career and their life, like one-offs, or do you really need people that can commit to like a 1 day a week type level?
It's funny that you mentioned that. So yes to both things. One, yesterday we literally had a Wondrous Women career day and luncheon. So we will be sharing more information via social media. So I, you know, offer each of you to sort of follow us on social media and you'll find out a little bit more about that. And so I don't think that we need to keep it to just Women's Month. I think that we would definitely be open to having someone come in and we can have it be a part of our creative explorations for them to share with our girls. So that's one. So that's a yes for that. The other thing is that, yes, if someone can only come once a week, that is still enough for the girls to know who this person is. And they anticipate or get excited that every Wednesday, you know, so-and-so is coming. Yeah, it would be ideal to have someone who could come every, you know, all 4 days. We know that's not really realistic. Just enough, just frequent enough so that if you forge a bond with one of our girls, you're not gone for like an entire month and then they're kind of like, what happened to such and such, you know? And then the latter thing is that, yes, we are working to have more opportunities. We have been having partnerships with Victory Church to have big days of service where we have individuals come in and to help us with painting or cleaning or organization or things along those lines. So there are ways that we have for members of the community to come in and to assist us, you know, directly or indirectly as it benefits the girls.
Awesome, thank you. Does anyone else have any questions for Nicole?
Zach, you asked my question, which
I
was
thought-
just about the once a week, but I'm glad about the speaking because there's quite a number of people that I know would be really interested in doing that, because they're so focused on women to women and they would love women to girls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alan, I definitely want your contact information then, because we would love to find out who those women are. Yes.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Alan. So again, Nicole, we thank you so much for today. We are going to be sharing this information out and this clip of you giving this amazing presentation out on LinkedIn and our other platforms. So if you are watching this and weren't able to get here, by all means, please go to girlsfirst.org, learn as much as you can about the organization, and reach out to Nicole directly. I think I had your info. Let me put that back up on the screen. You can reach out to Nicole directly at her email right there, nicole@girlsfirst.org, and I'm sure she'll be happy to chat with anyone and everyone that wants to help push this organization forward. So again, super thank you for